What's up, people? How we doing out there? Yes. Well, Karen, we here. Yes. You know what time it is. Let's get to it.
There could have written text messages that he didn't know would go public that he regrets sending. That does not nullify
the evidence
that says that
Johnny was hit by a weapon.
But I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Call 911, officer down, don't make a sound, there's an officer in the house. All I can feel is my phone vibrate. Wish you was here, not sitting at my place. Who let the dogs out? Someone close the gate. It's cold where the broken face, please Lord, not today. Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling the way when he sent you that text. Seen the fear in your face, then he texted me too. Coming here, then you drove away.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Yes. Yes. James, I see you down there, buddy. James, I see you. Welcome. Oh, train in the background. Well, that was perfect timing. Welcome to the J.F.K. channel. You could have been anywhere in the world, but now you're here with me. And of course, I got my co-host up in here. My man James Jackson just popped. What's going on, James?
Chilly weather out there in Boston. It's hoodie weather. Can't believe it.
Weather. Nice. So
looks like it's cool there too.
It's a lot nicer than there.
It's
I can tell you
cooler.
that. Yeah, it's cooler. 603-508. Growing up. What's up, Allison? How we feeling? Fuckery Donuts is now open for sure. And the only way to start this off is the only way I know how to start this off the right way. If you had one word to describe Karen Read, we got 52 people in the chat. One word. James, how does this go?
Just one. If you had one.
Just need one
We
word.
just
Drop
need
it.
one.
Drop it. Let's go.
Drop it.
I like that. Unbreakable. Shorty.
Miss Shorty. Classy. I like that one.
The door down.
Could have started.
Kick the cockpit door down.
Yes.
I am not the chosen one that you speak of. I am not. The only
Determined. Well, that's one way to start this off, right? Start it off the right way. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate your time first and foremost. But James, we've been talking off camera about this whole Karen Reed thing, and do you think Karen Reed, there's some behavior that got her in trouble, so to speak, with the other side? People think, hey, why would she say this if she didn't do that? And da 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 da. You know how it goes. We were talking about it. What do you feel about that?
Yeah. I could see where people would come out with that opinion. I mean, but it's that fake love we talk about.
Fake love. Fake love. And do you think that if this took a turn somehow or another, I don't know, it just took a weird turn somewhere, do you think the same people who love her would hate her?
Oh yeah, I think that in a heartbeat. Because at the end of the day, these people want justice, right, for John O'Keefe. That's what we're here for. Justice for John O'Keefe. So I think in a heartbeat they would change on her.
Hmm. Is that fake love, James?
That's fake love.
That's fake love. Just like, and Higgins, he was fake, huh? He was, what a fake dude he was,
Whoa.
huh? He's snapping pictures with John O'Keefe, going to the
Yeah.
house with him, hanging out behind his back. Have you ever been through something like that with any characters out there?
Yeah, it actually brought up that time when I was thinking about, like most of you in the chat know by now, my girlfriend passed, and we were talking about this earlier about the fake love thing, and it brought back a time when I was at the funeral, and all these people would come up to me that I didn't know. I never met them. And don't get me wrong, my girl put an impact on a lot of people. She may have touched their hearts in ways I don't know, that they felt the need, they had to cry. Like I felt like the ex that showed up at on this Dateline 2020 show 20 years later crying like John died. Like it was just, it's that
You
fake
felt like
love.
you felt like that ex, huh?
Yeah, I felt like that ex. that fake love, man. She came around. I seen them people, and it was like, people were crying, and it's like, death does a
Do
lot of
you,
to people.
you know, in one of my rhymes years ago in 2008, I said, what I see when I look around the city, I see people using funerals for their own self pity. I think, we're in a space and time when you say RIP on your Facebook, you have about 50 people saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And you could have been talking about a goldfish.
Right. My goldfish died. Thank you. Charlie
You
was
know,
the best. The best goldfish ever.
he was a great little goldfish.
He was so cute.
And I feel like people jump the gun and people go for sympathy more. The pity party. People like showing up to the pity party. How do we feel out there in the chat? Do people like showing up to the pity party?
I
You know,
hope not.
we're taking phone calls tonight, James.
Oh yeah, the line is open. Fuckery Donuts line is open tonight. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we've been through that fake love. My dad's funeral absolutely traumatized me. Wow. Pass the pepper.
The fake. That's when the fake love comes out the most at those funerals. You see people that you see them through the crowd. Fake love wanders right through the crowd.
It's wild, huh? And it's like, you know, you don't have nothing to worry about. You should worry about the guy that's in the casket or his two little kids that he can't come back to. See, you're going to leave the funeral and you're going to go eat Burger King, some chicken tenders, chicken nuggets. Well, what type of donuts do you like? What type of donuts do they like, James?
Do you like jelly? Do you? It's fall. Do you like pumpkin? But I'll tell you that.
You like the apple cider?
She got him donuts. I drove to the and I saw her get out.
Yo.
Got him donuts. 6 donuts.
Killer Miller.
Donuts. I've been doing it for years.
She likes to come by and bring like coffee and donuts.
Did you bring the donuts to the after party from the funeral? Did you bring the apple cider? Did you bring the cinnamon? What did you like, huh? It's all about you, huh? How good of a friend you was and how good of a person you are and how it affects you.
Me.
That person's gone. That person's dead. He's never coming back or she's never coming back. But you're making it about you. And that's some fuckery, if you ask me.
That's terrible, man.
Fake love.
It's fake love. That's what we call fake love.
You know, what else would you classify as fake love like Higgins? He's hanging out with
John O'Keefe.
And then his girl hits him up. What's the first thing he should have done, in your opinion?
Who? Higgins?
Yeah. When Higgins got the phone call by Karen, what's the first thing you think
he should have been? He should have been a solid. If that was John's friend, he should have been a solid dude and said, "Listen, man, your girl just hit me up. I'm just letting you know because this is the type of shit time she's on." But instead, he's like, "Wait a second. Opportunity's knocking."
You know, there's a fine line between opportunity and an opportunist. See, opportunity, you got to take the opportunity and live with the result. There's no guarantee in an opportunity, but an opportunist, they'll sit around and they'll hang around and they'll wait for something like this to happen. A fight between you and your girlfriend, a fight between you and your boss, or you slip and fall and break your leg. And that's when they come in and they try to take your spot. It's a difference.
Big difference.
Fine line, though. You got to watch out for the opportunist because the opportunist is no different than the coyote. Do you like coyotes, James? Little coyotes, they're cute.
They're cute.
They run in packs.
Yeah.
And what
coyotes
do?
Everywhere.
They come out and they play with your pet, don't they? They play around with your pet. Come here, little doggy. Come here, you little Jack Terrier. Oh, you come here. Let's hang out. And then they take him to the back of the woods, and he gets back there thinking he's hanging out with the coyote. And next thing you know, he gets attacked by 6 more. They lure you out. And it's kind of funny. It kind of happened at 34 Fairview. Lured him right out into the deep end.
Oh, yeah. They definitely lured him.
Got 113 people up in the chat. How we feeling tonight, people? This is your chat.
What's up,
Amy from Boston. We all know the kind. We all know those kind. Yes, we do. And, you know, so speaking on that, Paul O'Keefe, if there was going to be any person, you know, we talk about the family, the victim's family, and I'm going to stand on this today, September 11th, because call 911. Officer
over there, see what they talking about.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Call 911, officer down.
Call 911. Officer down. Today is 9/11. RIP to everybody that we lost from the 9/11 towers
September
situation.
11th.
24 years ago, right? Well, 23 years ago, and
It's crazy.
wild
Huh?
times, man. But call 911. Today is 911. Call 911. Officer down. Don't make a sound, James. There's an officer in the
Officer in the
house.
house.
Wait a minute. So
Whew.
there's an officer in the house? You could just knock on the door and go get the cop? Oh, wait a minute. He's a Boston cop, just like the Boston cop.
He's a first responding officer.
He's a fucking first responder, James.
He's fucking Superman. Oh
You
my
seen him?
God. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy knows how to, he could have, this guy could have saved the day. But, there's an officer in the house. And so, with that being said, Paul O'Keefe, I understand you've seen a lot of weird things from Karen that makes you think, like, wow, why would she act this way? And speaking on that, let's get into that a little bit. Let's go there for a second. Let's see what Paul got to say and how Paul's feeling. And let's take us back and see why Paul feels this way. Why does he feel that Karen did it? We got to ask questions about Karen, because I see people all the time saying, hey, J.F.K., you question the Alberts, you question Jen McCabe, you question this one and that one, but you never question Karen. And I find that real hard to believe, because we do on this channel. We keep it 100% real for the interest of justice, for sure. We'll question Karen. And she did a lot of things to make us say, damn, her people need to talk to her, because some of the things that she's doing is putting her in a weird light. Not to maybe the public opinion of the people who love Karen, but to the victim's family. And I think that's a huge thing. On 911, I'm going to stand on the victim's family. We have to turn that perception of the victim's family for John O'Keefe's family. And if we could turn that perception, maybe we could turn this case. Do you agree, James?
I agree 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. What do you think would happen if Peggy and everybody just, said, hey, we want an investigation? You think that would turn things around?
Yeah, I think it would make things look up. Things would look better if they came around. It would then they would have to really do an investigation, and that's the thing, man. Peggy needs to come around. It's the only way.
Do you feel comfortable telling me, just from all that you've learned over the last 2.5 years, like what you think happened that night?
Oh, we know what happened. We know that Johnny and Karen were arguing. It was kind of towards the end of their relationship. Things weren't well.
Things weren't well, he's saying.
They were drinking and arguing and fighting, and in an intoxicated state of rage and jealousy, she just decided that she was going to do something about it, and put the car in reverse and ran him down and left him there to die. And we figured it out as soon as she left the house that day. When she came over, we didn't talk to any investigators, state police, nobody. My mother had said, do you think she has something to do with this? And I said, we're not going to think like that. Went outside to the driveway to look at her car, and her car was gone. It was a blizzard. I knew what the driving conditions were like coming from the hospital in Canton.
You think that would have been the first thing that he would have done, to go outside and look at her car? If he says we knew right away, but then he said, we're not going to think like that. Let's not think like that. But we knew right away. But we're not going to think like that. It's crazy.
That's what he said, right? Let's hear more what he got to say. Let's see what else he got to say.
That they were going back to Dighton, which was a much further drive. Mm-hmm. So we put it together pretty quickly.
I was going to ask you that next. So you took words out of my mouth. It was like, when did you realize? It was literally that morning.
Yeah. So I would say early afternoon when they came back to the house. She wanted to come over and see the kids. Didn't really interact with them at all. Was there for probably a total of 30 minutes. Didn't say much or anything. And half of her time was upstairs gathering her things. Then my wife spoke to her on the phone on the way back to Dighton. And She told my wife that just have to remember the bad times, and I don't think I'm ever going to talk to you guys again.
Yeesh.
Was that phone call what made you sure of what had happened?
Absolutely, yeah. We already, like I said, we put the pieces together on our own, and that just really solidified it. You know,
Yeah,
would
why would
somebody
she
say
say
that? Why
that?
would someone say, you know, if you didn't do anything, why would you say you're never going to talk to us again? Or why do you have to remember the bad times? Almost like justifying what she did.
Right. How would you have expected her to act in that situation if she hadn't done something?
More sad, empathetic, sympathetic. But like I said, when she was at the house, she barely said a word. You know, she wanted to be there for the kids. My nephew came home. My niece was already home by the time she got there and her family arrived. And I sat down, my nephew in the other room, she sat right next to him. I explained to him that JJ's, you know, something happened and he's no longer with us. She didn't say a word. And right after that, she went upstairs and started gathering her belongings. And the next thing you know, they were gone.
Oh my God. But yeah, it's hard. It's strange behavior.
Very strange. Yep.
When did the whole narrative of her version of events become known to you?
Well, if you remember her first.
Well, James, you said something like, "Why would she say that?"
Right. Why would she say that? Exactly.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, after hearing him, like, why would he want to be talking? You know, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No, I just someone needs to convince him because he's got his mind set that. I mean, wouldn't you think Karen's mind would be the number one priority would be we need to find out what happened. We need to solve this case. We need to get this done and then that's it. Like why would she want to leave? Why would she I mean, she said she felt
But she left.
uncomfortable.
She left in a blizzard too, and she drove all the way back to Titan.
Right.
You know, and that brings me to that actually brings me to another video that I'm going to pull up in a second. But I just want to talk a little bit more about this. So this is what Paul thinks, right? Paul sees all these versions of events, and he's just like, man, what's going on with this girl, huh? She's acting real shady, and she left, and then she drove all the way back to Dighton, which is like, I don't know, say it's like 45 minutes, and a blizzard is probably even more time. You know, she could have left the car there. She could have stayed there, right? That's what he's saying. That's what he's getting to, right? Like, why'd you just leave? But, you know, she's grieving. She just left the hospital. She was in a psycho ward. She said she was going to kill herself and all that. But, you know, the thing that gets me is she said that she bumped her car and she got into an accident, right? Now, we seen that little accident that happened on camera. We all seen that. That was a tap. Do you think, in your humble opinion, in the LX 570, one of the best Lexus you could buy, it's an LX 570, James. It's a Land Cruiser. It's a F Series.
Thing will plow through snow.
I mean, do you think that little tap that she would have even thought, like, I damaged something at that point? Like, you know,
No,
why?
I don't even.
She was so adamant that she hit something, right?
Right. Yeah. She was. And it's like, as you see her back up and hit it, it just looked like she hit it and went. Like she almost didn't acknowledge that she hit it.
She tapped it. I mean,
she tapped it. It definitely didn't.
I mean, let's keep it real, people out there. She's in an
Especially
LX5.
under the influence, too. Having a little buzz. I mean, I know personally if I had a buzz and I was driving my car in the snow and I tapped someone's car, I might not know till tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's just being real.
I think that maybe, right, to put some more context to that, I think maybe Okay, so we hold on. We got Cat. She says she had the same. Yes, you owned the. I owned the similar Lexus too. I had the LX
Yeah, he
470.
had
Mine
JFK
was
had that.
mine was an '07. I think hers. I think hers was like a 2020,
Yeah,
or
hers a
maybe like
new one.
yeah, but it's not really that new. It's like the
No.
next body style up. But
Yeah.
my thing is this though: do you have to click it into 4-wheel drive? In my truck, you had to click it. I had a LX. I had a RX 350 that was all-wheel drive all the time. You never had to kick it into 4-wheel drive. It was all-wheel drive. But in the LX 470 that I had to put it in 4-wheel drive to make both wheels spin, or it was always driving in rear wheel drive. So with that being said, I don't know in that particular truck if the wheels are spinning all the time. I would
If the
assume it.
traction would kick in or during
No,
the
I would.
storm.
No, but I'm saying I would assume it's all-wheel drive all the time. I don't think you have to kick it into 4-wheel drive. But then again, you might have to. They might have kept it retro, and you have to kick it into 4-wheel drive. And other than that, you're driving in rear-wheel drive. Which, that being said, is if she came around the corner hot somewhere else, she could have slid around and she could have hit something else. Now, she can't say that. She can't say, hey, on my way home, I slid and hit something. I was drunk and I smashed something. She would incriminate herself. Because I just don't know about that tapping that car with that. Why would that? Why
Would
that
it
was
make
like
that much damage, right?
like no? Why would she even say it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you
Oh,
tap
why was
something.
it? Yeah,
Tap,
yeah. Why
like,
was it
why is
a
it even
big?
a thing?
Yeah,
Why
you
is it
got
even a thing?
that being the first thing said, and then you got your dad coming out looking in the
They're
snow at
looking
it
at.
on
They're
camera.
looking at it. They're looking
Yeah.
at it. I mean,
So
we're going on Karen Reed. If on my replay crew that's tapping in right now, we
yeah,
love you
we
too.
replay. We love you. Don't
The
get it
replay
twisted.
crew. Now, also, if you're just coming in here right now, the question is, do you think that some of the things that Karen Reed said or done during this whole thing kind of made it to where the deck is stacked against her? And one of them is the taillight hit. What's going on over there, James, man? You got some pet birds over there or something?
Yeah, no, I got my little puppy. She's playing with her toy. You got a new
Oh,
toy, huh? I'm sorry,
so listen,
guys.
you would feel it. Trust me. My loser friend barely tapped a car backing up, caused $1,400 in damage in my car alone. Tapping John car would break the taillight. Karen Reed is innocent. Listen, we're not saying
Come
that it
here,
wouldn't
baby
cause.
girl.
We wouldn't say that it's wouldn't cause 1,400 worth of damage. Of course it would. Um, you know what I mean? Like, the insurance company will sign you a $1,400 check easy. That's not what we're saying. We're saying during this crazy mindset that she's in, she's like, hey, I just hit something. I mean, when you tap that car, that's what you're thinking, though? You think like that jerked her? She hit that car, boom, and she's like, oh my God, I smashed into something. I mean, she tapped that, and it didn't even move her. It
No.
wasn't like bang. Like, okay, everybody out there, I'm driving backwards. Boom. Oh shit, what did I do?
Right? Yeah, it wasn't
She
one
went
of
like
those.
this. She went tap.
No, yeah, she's just it. What?
Well,
Let's
who
put it this way:
cares?
it wasn't something to speak on again. Is what we're trying to get to. Like I
I
wouldn't
mean,
bring that up probably, to 5 different people later on in the night. There's a lot more things that are important.
but here's the thing: maybe she tapped something else, and
Could have.
they're just putting it to that. Maybe when she was driving, if the car stays in rear wheel drive, you're gonna have to ask someone that has that year
Well,
LX 570.
here's the other thing I was thinking, JFK and chat. I'm just going off of speculation of we got nothing else to do but think. What if John was so mad at her, right, that he threw? Now you guys know he left with a glass. What if he said, you know what? I was so mad about the text messages, the fighting, everything. He just blew up, and he said, "Screw," and he punched the car. I've seen some of my friends do that, fighting with their girls, punch the car real quick, or threw the glass at the back of the light and then cracked it. Who knows? Maybe that happened, and that could have happened. That's what I was thinking.
But see, and then it goes back to, why wouldn't she just say that? Why wouldn't she say
Right.
John was pissed
But then,
because
yep,
he was going there to fight with Higgins because I was cheating with Higgins, and he punched
exactly.
my car and told me to get out of there. Instead, she's like, are we even invited here?
Right. So
You know what I
that's why
mean?
I shut that down. But it was a thought. I'm like, damn, maybe, because I'm thinking like maybe he
So this,
did.
well, he might have. And she might have hit something on the way home. She could have spun out on the way home. It was wet outside. She could have easily spun out and hit something, tapped something, and
Yeah.
that broke the taillight. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then you chalk it up to I hit the car. You know, I'm gonna play something right now. You know, I'm just saying we're questioning Karen because Karen, you got to understand the victim's family is the biggest thing you have to flip, because what do you think Judge Canoni and the DA is fighting for? They're fighting for public opinion, of course, because they want to make themselves look good, but everybody's saying that they're fighting for some type of rank. No, they're
The
fighting for the
airbag.
family. They're fighting for the family that wants her locked up.
Right. And just to touch on, I'm sorry, Karen. Karen Reed is innocent. The airbag would not deploy if he threw a glass at the back of the bumper.
Hell no.
I,
Hell
I
no.
mean, you would have to be
If that's the
some
case, the airbag would have deployed when she tapped that car.
right. I mean, well, who knows?
But I'm
Depending on
saying
the
you
speed.
throwing a glass at a car is nothing. She ain't feeling that. She wouldn't even know that happened unless she was in the rear view mirror and she heard the thud and she knows that he hit the car. I mean, obviously, if it's her and him, here's the thing: when you get out of a car, why do you go to the back of the car? When you get out of a vehicle, why do you go to the back? You get out the car, you walk this way. You don't walk to the back of the car. They're painting the picture that he walked to the back of the car. She was in a rage. You heard what Paul just said. If you just tuned in, rewind, and she backed up in a rage and hit him. You know,
Right.
it doesn't make sense why was he in the back of the car to begin with when he got out to walk towards the house? It
Well,
doesn't make sense.
the only way that would make sense would be as if she was leaving to do a 3-point turn and then she got away and then he stepped out to the street like, you know what I'm saying, and then got behind her. That would be the only way he can get behind. But point is, she would know if she hit him. So her story would have to
But come on,
remain.
man. Listen, it's free Karen Reed. Don't get it twisted. I'm just
Yes,
saying that
absolutely.
that hitting the tail light in that car is like, honestly, it's weak. I mean, it is. I mean, no one. They already had a mistrial. If they
That's
truly
right.
believe, you know what I mean. You were going to go back to court on that level. We're going to go back to court and bring that up and say, oh, she cracked the tail light because of this and because of that. Like, we need to understand exactly what happened from that car ride there. Is there something else that happened? That I'm under the assumption that there was something else that happened. Either he
Me
threw
too.
something at the car, what she went around a corner and she smashed into a car, and she can't say it because she was driving drunk. And the lawyers are like, just stick with this. They have to prove it. See, you don't see what we all got to understand is you don't have to prove you're innocent. You're already innocent. They got to prove your guilt. And that's
Yep.
how the lawyers are doing this. But this is out of control. This is public perception. You got YouTubers like us. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different type of, this is different. This is different.
Oh
So
yeah. Way
they got to
different.
figure this out. They got to navigate through this storm. So if Karen, you're watching out there, I'm just throwing different things out there to you, honey. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, hey, we got
We
to
just
figure this
want to
out.
know. We got to
We,
figure it out. You got to
you got
tell
to,
us what happened when he got out of that car. I can see my other dog on top of the kitchen
hey,
table.
Killer Miller, you're saying I'm reading way too much into it. I mean,
We're just
I mean,
brainstorming, man. At the end of the day, are
I
we
mean,
though? Are we reading in too much into it?
I'm not going into the fighting. I'm not even going there. I'm going at what started at the bar. Okay, if something had to start at the bar when she left them there, that's where it all started. Once we could get there, once we could figure out what happened from the bar to 34 Fairview, then we could paint the picture what happened in the house. You know what
Right.
I mean? So I'm stuck there, man. I haven't went everywhere else. So you guys want to skip them parts. You guys want to skip all that. You guys want to say, no, everything was all right. He went in the house and police corruption and he was a detective and he was busting rapists and he was selling drugs and they beat
He
him
was
up
selling
and then they threw him on the
steroids and
lawn. That's not
yeah,
flying in Superior Court. That's not flying.
no way.
You got to understand what exactly happened from the bar to there. That's what's flying. We've seen them throw their hands up. We've seen what happened. Karen doesn't want to admit stuff. It's on Karen. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But yeah, let me pull up this video right here. See, there's more things that happen here. Um,
Yeah.
there's more things that happen, like this right here. This is another.
Door. And as I see him approach the door, I look down at my
She
phone.
was asked if she saw Mr. O'Keefe walk into the home at 34 Fairview, and she stated she did not. She made a 3-point turn after dropping him off and left. How she found out about the damage to her vehicle, to which she stated, quote, "I don't know, it happened last night," end quote.
Said, Dad, I think I struck something. I said, what do you mean?
To the best of my recollection, it was in this area.
His brother, cleaning off the area of the right rear passenger side.
I mean, why is the sister-in-law staring at this tail light?
There was
Like, if
some
this-
discussion of something.
I'm just saying, like that doesn't help, man. That whole thing doesn't help.
No.
You know,
that
and you're
doesn't.
saying that that tail light cracked because she tapped the car. That's how that happened. And everybody's
Right.
staring at the tail light. We're talking about when it right happened. Everybody's staring at the tail light right when it happened. Like everybody's stopping what they're doing to look at the tail light. Like, oh shit, look at the tail light. That looks crazy. That's all
Because you
I'm
know
saying.
what? They just want to hear, like, I think, too, the police corruption. They think, Proctor just took a sledgehammer and hit it. And that's end of story. That's what happened. I don't know if it was that. It could have been, like, just that easy, but I think there was a lot more to this. Wasn't, I don't know if it was planned. Do you? Do you think it was planned, or do you think it was premeditated? Like, do you think they really meant for it to go down for him to die, or you think they just wanted to fight?
No. And
So that's what I'm saying. I don't think all that
what
planning.
happened. You know what happened, bro. You know what happened. Fake love. Are we still here with the fake love, people? Did you see the header? Read the header. Fake love. Higgins was messing with John O'Keefe's girl, and when he walked into that bar at 10:55, he walked right up to John O'Keefe. At 11:32, he called Karen, and then at 12:20, he called John. Are you coming here? And even at 12:27, was it 12:27 when Jen texted them? When she seen the vehicle, I think at 12:27, she had eyes on the vehicle. She seen John there, and she put here. She texted him here with a question mark and an exclamation point. Like, you're here? You came here? Because you got to understand, he talked to Jen that whole ride over there, allegedly getting directions. I don't believe that. What if he was saying, hey, what's the deal? Why they acting like tough guys? You know what I mean? I'll settle it. I ain't no punk. But back to Paul, right, James? What would you ask Paul?
What would your brother do in this situation?
Would your brother be on that type of stuff? When he gets
Right.
drunk, would he be like, hey, I'm coming over there, man? You guys ain't
Those are the
punking me
questions, right? Those are the questions they needed to be asking Paul. What type of time would your brother be on? Would your brother want to fight in this situation?
Would he? Right? And now Jen, he talked to Jen for 44 seconds the first time. Then he talked to Jen for 36 seconds. And then there was a 12:29 phone call for 8 seconds that Jen allegedly that John didn't answer. See, we're right there at that window. Now and like I said, at 12:27, I believe, he texted here with a question mark exclamation point. Like, wow, you came here? Because maybe on that conversation, he was saying, hey, I'm not no punk. You know what I mean? Like, what was being said? Was it that easy? Was it just directions? Was it? But the only person, and it's back to the last live we said, is Karen Read that naive that she didn't even hear that? She didn't even smell that under her nose? She didn't even know this was going on? Or did she? And she just ain't saying nothing. I don't know. But she said something about that. But she said something about that tail light.
Right.
And that's why people don't believe that she's naive.
Well, let's keep it 100. She wasn't gonna say nothing about those text messages. She didn't come out and talk about those. Those came out in court. So it's just in a situation like this, the more you can tell the truth and be honest, especially, it's better for you.
Yeah.
Especially if you didn't do anything and you're innocent. Just be. There's no reason to backtrack.
No. I agree, man. I'm just trying to understand. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
get
me
I'm
too.
just trying to get an understanding. And I seen another video of Karen. She's talking to the people, and she said, "Hey, I appreciate you guys out here. It's the public perception. Like I said, I really truly believe that she has to turn the tables on the victim's family. If she could turn the tables on the victim's family, we're gonna see something happening. If we don't, then they got their man. That's just what I believe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it does. It comes. The victim's family plays a big part in it. Whether you guys know that or not, but
It's
I mean,
wild, right?
she got her dad. She got John's dad on her side. She just needs to get John's brother, John's sisters, John's cousin, John's mother. The most important person.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
That's crazy,
but
man.
so anyone in the chat can call in if they want, right? They can.
Hey, we're just bringing dialogue up and having a conversation. So when the phone calls are open, do you think that taillight might have hurt her? Like these behaviors, the arms, everything's too long, and her curling her hair. Do we think this could hurt her? Like, But yeah, the phone lines are open if you guys want to jump on. We'll see though. We'll see if anybody calls. But yeah, Higgens, man, he had no love, huh? For him, for James.
No
I mean,
love.
for O'Keefe, for
None
Johnny.
at all. Crazy. The fake love. What is it, J.F.K?
And that, like, he's totally responsible, right? Like, if he would have just turned around and said, "Listen, your girl's hitting me up."
No, right? No.
None of this would have happened.
You got those kind of guys though, and unfortunately, it seemed like she was into that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I seen that someone called and said that she was a badge bunny. Being a badge bunny, that was pretty clever when someone said that. Badge bunnies. But yeah, the phone line's open. You guys want to hop on and say what up? Go ahead, man. Make a call. I doubt she's getting ready, and most women do that every day. I doubt it. She's getting ready, and most women do that. Okay, fine. Most women do that every day. Most women do, of course. But she's on trial for murder. You know what I'm saying?
Most women, but not most women are on trial for murder.
She's on trial for murder of a cop.
Right. Of a cop, right. Keep that in mind.
You got to understand, man, you're talking about Judge Canoni, what she's watching, what she's paying attention to. She's paying attention to all that.
What's her name?
She's in her scope. She's in the scope, man.
What's the judge's name? Phony Canoni?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man, that's wild. That's what it is, though. It's the family and the court system she's in.
Who's this? Yeah, it is. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put you on the I'm gonna put you up. Hold on 1 second.
Sure.
174 people.
All right, can you hear her? Hello, who's this?
Hi, my name's Kelly.
Kelly?
Hey. Kelly?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Kelly. What's up?
Well, I was like listening to you guys talk earlier, and then I was thinking, sorry if I sound nervous. I never call in for like these things before.
Okay.
I'm wondering if like maybe he started like walking up to the, to the house or whatever, like telling Karen, I'll be right back. I'll see if you can come in, whatever. And, hence J.F.K being like, not that I'm defending her. I don't care for her either, but maybe she was like, oh, where are you? But maybe someone whistled to him, like when you saw in court how easy it was to get from the back of the house. I mean, like from the basement to around the front in the flagpole. Maybe someone noticed on ring he was coming and then, went, hey, come in this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit went down.
Where you calling from, Kelly?
Stoughton.
Where?
Stoughton.
Stoughton, huh? Wow, so
Stoughton,
you
man.
right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Shit.
man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think Karen Read is innocent?
Oh, you betcha.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All
You
right.
How
know,
is
it's
it
just
over there in Stoughton right now?
come on. Who gets scratches getting hit by a car like that, like on the arms? Like, come on now. His eyes look like he got, his eyes look like he got beat up. I ended up seeing the pictures, like, on the internet. I wasn't even looking for him, but, I saw his eyes and shit, and I was like, oh, that ain't a car.
Yeah, it definitely looks
I'm no
suspect.
medical expert.
But do you think that, like, the way she called her dad and when she went on these interviews and said, I called minutes after we walked in the house, and then the first official phone call wasn't until 12:37, actually connected to the internet. Do you think these things are hurting her in court with the people who are against her? Do you think that's hurting her a little bit?
Nah, I mean, maybe I'm being sensitive about it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I've gotten pretty emotional before, especially during I've been in some, hot and cold relationships and shit. But and so it's like, and you feel like you got no one to talk to, especially if you've been drinking. Her voicemail said it all, like, you son of a bitch, blah blah blah. I was like, damn, I feel like I'm here at my parents. You know what I mean? But I don't know. To me, that sounded like somebody that was genuinely not knowing what he was up to. You know what I mean? And just concerned and felt abandoned. That's just how I saw it. Like, for example, Jodi Arias, when she killed her boyfriend Travis, she drove 50 miles, went to a fucking phone booth. Sorry for swearing. Went to a phone booth and was like, "Oh, I can't wait to see you this weekend. I'm so excited." That's someone who killed somebody.
Yeah.
Sorry for the rant.
Calling, Kelly. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you for taking my call. Have a good night, you guys.
You too.
You too.
Peace. Well, there you have it. Mic check to the gods. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear everybody. Heard
All
Kelly.
Right. Yeah, all right.
Heard the line beeping too when you were on it. Sounded like people were trying to call in.
People are trying to call in, James. Oh, we got someone else calling in. Hello.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Hello.
J.F.K, how you doing, buddy?
Can you hear that, James?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, I hear you, bro.
You can hear him calling in?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay. Yeah, what's going on, buddy? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, bro. How are you?
What's your name, bro?
James.
James?
James, nice.
Yes, sir.
Good name, buddy.
What a beautiful name. Go ahead, man. What can we
I appreciate you.
What can we talk about tonight, man? What you want to talk about?
All right, so let me ask you this question. So, you ever have a girl, like, you go to a bar, right, and she ain't calling you, swearing at you, say, "Yo, I'm gonna be there for a minute." You know what I mean? And then she's calling you, rah you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Second question. Look at John's arm, right? They say that it was from her taillight, but at 29 miles an hour and 62 feet, when his arm came out of his off his body.
What and what? Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Say what?
Sorry. At the pace she was going and the distance she supposedly traveled, wouldn't his arm have come off of his body?
What do you mean? Like detached? Like he lost his arm? Like he got eaten by an orca or a great white? What are we talking about?
Right.
No, I'm saying, like, if she went that fast and they say he stuck his arm out for like a defensive wound, wouldn't his arm detach from his body?
Like, what do you
Bro,
mean?
you playing too much Grand Theft Auto, it sounds like.
Like his shoulder would have popped.
You mean his arms come up like really detached? Like
Yeah.
Nah, man.
His arm really would have detached at 29 miles an hour and 62 feet, going that fast and that far.
So you mean let me get this straight. You think his arms would have severed off?
Yeah, absolutely. That far,
Come
that
on,
fast,
man.
and that car size, absolutely.
Bro, are you being honest with us or are you trolling? You got your fan. Is that what are you doing? Because I mean, that's not you're not serious.
Right? I mean,
I hear
he's
you.
a human.
Yeah, could have happened. I mean, anything's possible, buddy. Where you calling from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. He's got to go.
yeah,
Much love to you, man. I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. I guess I guess
yeah.
he thinks arms come. I mean, if he was in Cape Cod swimming in a black scuba suit with a with a with a
Oh
with
God.
a surfboard at
Yeah,
dusk, you know what I mean? He definitely might have some seven arms by them great whites.
yeah. Like he was, like Turtle Boy
Hello,
said.
hello, are you there? Hello, 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 hello. Moni in the middle. I don't know what's going on over here. Call as no. I guess we lost that one. Hold on, getting some calls coming in here. Unknown.
Do, 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 do.
Call from.
X+.
Okay.
To accept, press 1.
Hello,
Hello.
who's this? Say what?
Jessica,
This is Beth.
Can you speak a little bit? What you say?
This is Beth.
Beth,
Who's she?
Beth.
Beth. What's
Beth.
up, Beth? How we feeling, Beth?
Good. How are you?
We're fine, Beth. We're just
Well,
we're
we're
chilling
good.
out. We want to talk to you. What's going on? What you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've been listening to you for a while, and
How do you like?
I guess I love it.
Nice.
I love it. I'm on the West Coast, and I've always lived on the West Coast, and like it was just really cool just to hear your music and to get your perspective coming from that area.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Do you think Karen Reed is guilty or innocent?
I think she's innocent.
Okay, you have no doubts. Where are you on that innocent scale? Do you think are you 75%, 50%, 100%? Where we at?
I think I'm probably at like 80%,
80%.
but
Oh,
I
so
think that the weight of everything must go on the Commonwealth being our government. Being part of our government, like they had a greater responsibility than Karen or any individual has to actually do an investigation. So I just think that, it's not really about Karen. It's about the principal. Like,
so
it's
you
not
say
about
what you're
Karen. It's
saying is
about,
you're saying the
the
feds
fact that
didn't
they
do
didn't
the job.
investigate, the fact that they didn't investigate the officers. And that reverberates to everyone else who has less money and less power than Karen does.
If you don't mind me asking, Beth, how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 38.
Oh, you're 38. Nice. Okay.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
this type of thing happen. I mean, can you get in a boyfriend and how do you feel being 38 years old? Do you feel that it was wrong for her going behind John's back talking to Higgins like that? The way she went about it. Do you think that's shady?
I think that I mean, yeah, I think it's shady, but I don't think it has anything to do with murder.
Didn't it? I mean, it did have something to do with a murder. It got John killed. No,
Right.
James.
I mean, is this why we're here? Isn't this why we're here?
See, there's a big distinction there that I think people need to make.
Whether he was killed, you're saying?
I think that would be wrong for any juror to convict her based on that personality trait. Like we have a system built around other guidelines to convict someone.
Right.
So maybe that, I think what you're doing is you're kind of playing, and you're playing with the thought process of the McAlberts. Like, if they could get people to hate Karen, then they would convict her of murder.
Well, I think that's why the McAlberts hate her, right? Because at the end of the day, if she caused this situation and they didn't want this to happen, they got to put it on someone else's shoulder. With saying that, let me say this: if you had a boyfriend, okay, and you did that to your boyfriend, you talked to his friend behind his back while watching a football game, and you guys were in the house, knowing you guys are texting each other in the house watching a football game, being real shady, what type of reaction do you think your boyfriend would have if he found out? Do you think he would be upset?
Is that real
Oh
love?
yeah, he'd go crazy.
You think he would what?
He'd go crazy.
He'd go crazy.
He would go
So
crazy.
to say this, Beth, right? That's what your name is?
Yeah, Beth.
Hey, sorry. Excuse me if I'm talking too fast. The coffee's starting to kick in. But
no, you're.
Can you hear me, J.F.K?
Yeah, you great friend.
Okay.
So let me say that. So he would go crazy. So on that car ride to 34 Fairview, if John found out,
gloves off,
and John's like, "Hey," he texts you at 11:32. He just texts me, "You coming here?" And there be some craziness happening in that car because Karen's acting like, "Hey, I was just hanging out and
we were just listening to Phil Collins. Everything was great.
Everything was fine." Like, don't you?
Yeah.
More crazy?
Yeah, it would be crazy, but you also have to dig in. If you looked at those messages between Brian and Karen, like, she's kind of explaining how it is, like, why they're not married, and maybe John had other stuff going on the side. We don't know. Maybe there's more than just the Sullivan sluts. There's other women. And the other thing is, when I watch him do the heel toe, like you always point out in the bar.
The heel toe?
Yeah, the heel toe. You know how you always show that footage when he's doing the heel toe?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, we do.
He looks like he's being antagonized, and it's sort of like well, shit, I have to deal with this, begrudgingly. It doesn't look like he has a lot of animosity behind it.
Well, let me say this. We had a different perception of that. You told me something earlier at the bar. You felt like he was what? You said to me earlier on the phone.
I felt like he could have been a little shook. Maybe he was scared.
Hold on. You got to speak. We got a lot of people that don't know what shook means, James.
So basically, shook. I would say when I saw John walking out, I pointed this out to J.F.K. I said, "J.F.K, didn't he look a little shook?" Like, so basically, what that means is he was a little intimidated. He could have been timid a little, like knowing, oh shit, I gotta go out there. There's 3 dudes got beef with me. So yeah, he looked like he was a little shook.
That's scary, right? So
Beth, let me ask you something, Beth. Have you ever seen somebody throw a glass at somebody or get into a fight outside with?
Are you there?
She can't hear me, Jay.
She can't hear you?
No, I
can hear you now.
Can you hear him?
Can you hear
I
me?
couldn't hear James, unfortunately, but I think I know.
No,
she can't. I can't hear him, but I think you were saying that he had a different read on John, that he was a little more.
Okay, but you can hear her, James.
Yeah, I can hear her.
Okay, all right. Let me try to figure that one out. Yeah. So basically, James is saying when you walked out, James is saying that he looked a little intimidated. Do you see that?
Yeah, I think he probably didn't want to. I mean, I don't think he would want to get into a fight, but he's got to be game because he's got to be a man and he's got to get it over with, is kind of what it seemed like. And the other thing, though, is it doesn't really matter how he would. I mean, it matters how he was feeling, but what we do know is that Higgins has a major motive to have a lot of feelings about what was going on. He felt rejected. You can see anger on his face when he's on the stand. Like he felt rejected, and he felt like a fool in front of his friends. And Colin is looking for a fight. Colin's looking to get his initiation complete into the boys' game, the adult game, right? Like,
It's a good
that's
way
what
to
I
put it.
see.
Colin was
Is
getting
that
jumped
maybe
in the
Colin was
Alberts.
about to leave and John pulled up and Higgins and John were kind of fighting and Colin threw a punch in to like get his fix on that, you know? But you know what? They probably all knew what was going on, and what you're saying about everyone blaming Karen because she kind of was to blame underneath it all.
Right.
Like they could use that as an excuse.
Well, Beth, I appreciate you calling in, and we'll do this again sometime. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Beth.
Thanks.
Appreciate your time. Peace and love. So they can't hear you, huh? You know what?
No,
I'm gonna
I
have
was
to.
wondering.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
because
try
I
to
said
figure.
to that last kid, I was like, bro, you playing too much Grand Theft Auto. He didn't say anything back, so I was like, oh, that shit went over his head.
I'll relay it.
But
I'll relay it to you. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure that out, James.
yeah. Now we got this. This is good.
Call from
Killer.
Oh, we got a call from Killer, dude. Killer.
Killer, what's the go?
Yo, it's good at J.F.K.
Killer.
Hey, I got a whole different read on the Karen situation, though, right? What if she thought she was getting neglected by John, and she was just like, oh, well, your boy Higgins is digging me. He's like, nah, you're full of shit. So she's like, watch this shit. And she got him to kiss him, and then John was confronting him like, yo, how you going to press up on my girl like that? You know what I mean? Like, Karen and John were setting Higgins up.
So wait a second. That was a quick one.
Say that again.
Let me take
Killer.
this back.
Yeah, say
All
that.
right, so what
That down. You think what? Say that again. I'm sorry. I'm outside. I did.
So what if Karen was getting neglected by John, and Karen's like, you know what, John, I got different options. Your boy Higgins likes me. And John's like, nah, yo, Higgins wouldn't do that to me. That's my brother. She's like, okay, watch this shit. So she gets Higgins to start hitting her up, kiss her a little bit. So then she goes up to John like, see, I told you Higgins was a snake. I told you he wanted me. And John was really confronting Higgins at the bar about that. Like, yo, boy, stop texting my girl. She already blew you off. She didn't say she wanted nothing to do with you. Just leave it be.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he
go
thinks
ahead.
he sent her Karen on some malicious shit. Like, let me see if I can get this.
So James, what he's saying is that he's saying that it was just all a setup, that he was in on the joke. You know, like, hey, your boy Higgins really ain't your friend. Watch this.
Oh,
But the only problem with that is
I see.
the only problem with that, Killer, is that she went to his house. Remember that? I think we lost him. You there?
No, you're just breaking up a little bit. Yeah, I hear you.
I'm sorry. The only problem with that is she went to his house. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd she do at his house?
I mean, she hung
We
out
don't
with him.
know.
We don't know what happened at the house.
That's
Yeah, I
what,
mean,
we
shit,
don't know
she
how
coulda-
deep it goes. But yeah, I mean, I'm just bringing another perspective, just like you guys are doing it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. No, yeah.
Because I know
could
girls
be.
that are like that want to get in between friends and will throw themselves at one dude and be like, "See, your boy's a snake," because they really trying to like separate everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely, I agree.
I've seen that happen. Yep,
So that's all, man.
possible.
But yeah, I think she's innocent.
It's definitely
Especially now
possible.
with the whole other case, with all the other state troopers involved, and the girl getting killed, and the baby, and all that stuff. It's all the same players.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know what I mean? It would be one thing if it was just Karen Read, but now you have a whole nother case all these other years earlier, and it's the same kind of BS.
Here you go,
You know
man.
what I mean?
That's why we're here now.
Well, that's another thing.
That's what I think.
If that's the case, right? She was in on it. Let's just say, right, for shits and giggles, she was in on it. Why didn't she mention Higgins that morning? You know what I mean? And say, hey, why don't you search the house? You know, we were texting for the last 2 weeks. We had this crazy thing going, and I think this is what happened. You know, she didn't do that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I don't think that's what it is. But I understand where you're coming from.
All right, well, see, but see, on the other aspect of this, play devil's advocate. What if you got popped up fucking like hustling, right? And you were working with an FBI agent. Yeah, I mean, as his informant for
Bro,
other
you're
dealers,
talking about a
and that agent
professor,
ends up
though.
dead. Would you give the full force of the government your information, knowing they're gonna crush you because you're a nobody?
Yeah, I mean,
You got me.
Killer. If she had
I
30,
mean, dog.
30-page record, I would think that she would be on the defense. But she's just a regular person, a civilian, so I don't think she was thinking that
Yeah.
deep. But Killer,
But
man,
you
I don't
gotta
think
remember
so.
I
that
appreciate.
blue line runs deep though. Just don't forget.
Yeah, absolutely, Killer, man. I appreciate you calling, my man.
Be safe, fam.
One love, brother. Yeah, man, Killer. Killer thinks
Killer.
maybe he was thinking maybe she was in on it the whole time. It was a heat check. Like, listen, your boys really ain't your
Yeah.
boys. It's all fake love.
Fake love. Killer was on that fake love shit. That's what he was on.
Please.
Who we got?
That's a good thing, Killer.
Who we got?
Hey, this is Bleesh. How you doing?
Who's this?
Bleesh.
Bleesh.
Okay.
I'm known as Bleesh on Twitter, and I just didn't really want to use my true
That's
real name.
cool. That's cool.
So
how's it going?
Everything's good. What you want to talk about?
Okay, so here's my the lowdown. I think old Jenny is definitely created the narrative when she realized that when they put a couple of the pieces together in the very beginning, meaning the morning of running in to knock on the door to get into the Albert's house, she wanted to go ahead and start spinning it the way she thought it was going to go. She created that narrative. She, there's not, there was nobody else that corroborated any of her the statement that Karen, that I hit him. Not one. It's not in any of the reports. Everybody knows this. But when you put all the pieces together, the lies about the video, of looking at the tail light, and yeah, these things were presented in court, but it's so hard because unless they do like a true summary of all the pieces put together of all the things that Jenny lied about and presented, it's kind of scattered all over the place. And unless they condense it down and put it together, I think she was a mastermind behind protecting that family for all the reasons we already know about.
Jen McCabe was the mastermind behind protecting the Alberts, you're saying? That's what she's saying.
You there?
That's what she's saying. Go ahead. You want to take? You can't hear James right now, but I might have
No,
James.
no.
Go ahead, James.
Go ahead. No. I was just saying. That's what I was asking her. Is that what she was saying? Like basically, Jen McCabe is behind it. So, do you think Jen McCabe could have?
Like she was so obsessed looking out the window of that house. Then
yeah. So you think Jen baited John there?
She is just. I think she liked John. I think she was obsessed with John. I think she had a crush on him.
Absolutely.
I think it pissed her off. Karen was successful. That made her mad. Her and Carrie and some of those women, they were obsessed with John. They had a reason. It made them angry. They didn't like it. They wanted it. And I think that it's guilty conscience. Why were they up in the middle of the night?
That's a good point, J.F.K.
Why all the butt dials? Why all the phone calls? Why all that? When actually we didn't know they were all butt dials. They could have been, they actually had conversations. They just lied and said they were butt dials. They were pacing around, walking around their houses up in the middle of the night. Why? Because they were all trying to come up with a plan to figure out how to implicate
now I can hear
her, and not themselves. Way too many pieces, and I don't have it all right in front of me, but
well, I appreciate your call, and we'll do this again sometime, okay?
Super, thanks.
All right, one love. Well, she thinks Jen McCabe has something to do with it, James. I mean, obviously, she thinks Jen set the thing up, but I think Jen McCabe slipped up. I think when she looked out the window, there's 9 minutes in between. Check one of my videos. There's 9 minutes from 12:31 to 12:40.
Just enough time for what to happen? Just
for
enough
a car to pull up. For another car to pull up, and the whole time she's thinking she's looking out the window, and there's got to be a slip
black
up
car, black. Let me tell you something. The odds of the 24 mile, the 24 the odds of a car pulling up are the same odds. A car could pull up the same exact
I mean,
odds.
I believe
because
Jen. I
those
believe Jen
actually
is.
bet odds.
You know, the thing is, it's like there's got to be a slip up somewhere. Jen's just not that slick.
No,
You know what I mean? Like they're
no.
not murderers. They didn't. They don't rob people. This happened on the fly. So on the fly, she would have to come up with all this. I just believe there's got to be a slip up, and there has to be a slip up somewhere. You know, that's what I believe.
Jen
And I
just
believe,
said too
and
much, man. Like
but
first she was saying he was at.
but she already slipped
Good.
up, right? When she was on the stand, she said that.
Yes. He was at the bar.
She said what she said, right? Oh man, we getting calls coming in left and right.
Call from
Dave.
Who's this? Who's this? Hello. Hello. You gone now. We lost one. Y'all, I couldn't get through. Yeah, you could. We just was talking to you, I think. I don't know what happened to James, man. They had a round table meeting before they called Lank back. Of course. I mean, like I said, but when Jen got on the stand, she said that she agreed with Karen. Maybe Karen walked home from the bar with John O'Keefe. And if that was the case at 12:45 when she didn't know where he was, why wouldn't she call Julie back at that time?
Call from
Jason Truth.
Hello?
Truth.
Hi, buddy.
Who's this, man?
Jason.
This is Jason Truth.
Jason Truth?
All right. The truth.
Jason Truth.
Oh, what up, Jay Truth?
Well, J.F.K. and your buddy, you guys are charismatic, amazing dudes, and I really deeply appreciate you guys trying to get justice for John O'Keefe like a lot of us are, and I appreciate you guys having the balls to really delve into the fact that it probably was, unfortunately, some corrupt cops that beat the shit out of John, and I think it all stems from the bar. I used to actually think that, Karen probably was just another drinking, driving incident, which is kind of a boring theory, happens all the time. But watching your videos, I'm pretty convinced that the cops, unfortunately, probably beat up John. I don't know if you have any feedback on that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, at the end of the day, it happened right when Higgins got on the stand and started running through the text messages for me. I was like, well, there you have it. And when I seen the video at 11:58, arms going up, fake kisses, them punching each other, then him texting her at 11:32. Well, she's in the bar with her man. Then at 20, you come in here. I mean, there you have it. I mean, isn't that what happened? I mean, if that,
yes, sir, and
if that didn't happen, then I'm waiting for the swerve, man. I'm waiting for the swerve.
Yes, it was a crazy night, obviously, and you guys have laid out the motive, I think, clearly. I think the lawyers were trying to do that. The amazing Alan Jackson and his lawyer. I think they did a pretty superb job overall. And it'll be very interesting this next trial, and hopefully we can get justice for John. And I think it is a massive cover-up. And those cops, as that woman just said, the caller, I think she's onto something, from a woman's perspective, that John was a wanted man, by the women out there. He was a ladies' man, and there was a lot of jealousy. And Higgins, especially, showed it, I guess, at that bar that night. And as you say, through text messages, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, you got to understand too. The very first person John walked up to was Higgins at the bar. So at that point, he became unhinged. He didn't know what was going on, what John knew, or what type of time John was on. And and another thing is, we don't know how tough Higgins is. We don't know how insecure he is, and we don't know he's the type of guy that wants to play the tough guy. But when it comes to a street fight, he couldn't. He's just not a tough guy.
He couldn't hold his own. Yeah.
So then he's got Brian A in his ear saying, "Listen, confront him, confront him, confront him." And then Brian A took over the reins and threw the left and the right, and then Colin threw a weight off his head, or whatever how it went down. But it went down.
It went down. And I think Higgins and a lot of these corrupt cops that came on the stand, I mean, they have very little integrity, and all this cover up the butt dials, damage, having the gall to damage or get rid of their phones. And
get
Higgins
rid of their phones.
I mean, he's not the tough guy of those cops. It would be Brian Albert, I would think. So.
Yeah, well, the whole ride in New York, he's probably getting in Higgins' brain, right? Like, man.
And Kevin on the way
Exactly.
back.
I think so.
Kevin was there on the way
I
back.
used to, I was convinced that Karen must have hit him, but I go back to when you go back to that video at the bar, it blew my mind. When
So
you're showing that.
Find out about the Jay. When did you find out the video of the bar? Did you find that out through me?
Yes.
Nice. And you
Yes.
found right, when he jumped up and down and he did the good going down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome.
So you can't ignore that. I mean,
can't.
Yeah, no, and it was a crazy night. I mean, Karen, as you said earlier, we all know she did sort of just a little touch of another car hitting the car. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, no, she didn't back into John and causing those injuries and killing him by an accident or on purpose, like the prosecution is laying out. It's bullshit.
Jay, let me ask you this, Jay, do you know, like, by her, like, bringing up that she hit the car and, like, giving herself an alibi, and that's the reason why I told my dad this and I told my dad that, and not mentioning Higgins at all? You know what I mean? Like, she never went to Paul and said, Paul, I was talking to Higgins on the side. Then he texts me at the bar, and then he texts John, "Are you coming here?" And maybe, like, do you think that's kind of like that's what put her in the scope, so to speak? Like, kind of like she didn't.
I think so. It started the ball rolling, right? I mean, and they've got to convict somebody, certainly not a cop. The state has got to blame it on somebody. They're not going to blame obviously the police in the house, right?
Right.
Right.
Well, Jay, with that being said,
it's unfortunate.
Jay, with that being said, I just want to get a couple more callers up here. I appreciate
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for your time.
We'll do this again. Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah, appreciate you.
You guys are amazing. Keep up the great work and stay positive, and I think there's a good chance we'll free Karen. Thanks for your time.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, there you have it, Jay Truth. He ain't playing games. He wants the truth, and so don't we.
Call
He
from
wants the
Andrea.
truth just like us. Andrea.
Who we got here?
J.F.K.
Jay.
And James.
What's going on? Who's?
Yes.
It's Andrea.
Yes, ma'am.
What's up, Andrea? Where you calling from?
508 area.
508. Nice. Okay. What can we help you with tonight?
508. What's that,
Okay,
frame
so
man?
there's so many layers, right? But first of all, who throws a phone in a freaking dumpster? That was so. Doesn't that speak volumes?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
I mean, but no. On another page in this,
Brian Higgins
that
does. That's who
thing
throws it.
is very real. I lived it. We're going back to my younger days. I was with the cops for 4 years. And
what's that like?
JFK, it was brutal. When I say the cop groupies, it was constant. And I'm a woman that I always took pride in myself. I wasn't out drinking. I wasn't in the clubs. Gym girl. I looked the part. It was constant.
Did you do deadlifts?
Oh, yeah. Do it all. Yeah. So, right. But,
let's get it going.
Yeah, no. So these women, they don't care. And what I'm speaking to with this is there's quite a difference between crazy, like they portrayed Karen to be, and emotional. A crazy girl will start breaking windows, throwing things, getting the police there.
Yeah, she was
emotional. I don't know many women who are not emotional with. We got hormones we're dealing with. We have
oh yeah.
Bar pigs that are after your man. There's a lot that good women have to go through. And I think we need to remember that when they portrayed Karen to be, oh my God, crazy because she blew his phone up and she said horrible things. No, she was emotional because she probably was living
that life of dealing with all these Jen McCabe's. And Jen McCabe, we've all seen 100 of
all
them.
these Jen
The
McCabe's,
girl
she
in
said,
high
J.F.K.
school that got some attention, and then they're probably the bully with the girls that were the geeks. And then what happens is you graduate, the geek girls grow into lovely young ladies, and the Jen McCabe's grow into pigs.
So fair to say you don't have a Jen
there you have
McCabe
it.
in your circle.
So James just
can't
asked
hear
you.
me,
You
Jay.
can't hear. So let me just stop right there for a second. So listen, James, she can't hear you. So when she's talking, just don't say nothing. And then when she stops, I'll throw the question at you, and then you can answer it. That way we.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Andrea, you said that James, you said there's a lot of Jen McCabe's out there, right? Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
You said these
And
Jen
she was.
So go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead.
Right.
Finish up. What's your point though? Your point is that Jen.
My point is, no. My point is, I don't buy the whole, like, when Lally, and then it was such a waste of time when they're like, oh, she screamed in the phone, and John, you're effing this and pervert. Like, so what? It's ridiculous to even go there. She was emotional, and unless you've been in that life and dealt with what she was dealing with John being like, and she's a beautiful woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that it's a lot on a woman when you've got 8 million chicks after your guy.
Is that what you think? You think there was 8? You think all these girls wanted him?
I think it made her. I don't care how good. That's my point. I don't care how good looking of a woman you are, or how much you take care of yourself, or the career you have. Because I had it all. Like her, you still get insecure when that's going on. So with the kids, it was the perfect storm for her to feel emotional. So even if she snapped in Aruba, I don't hold that against her.
No.
Doesn't mean she's a murderer.
James, you got something to say? You got something to say about anything she's saying? Talk to the people.
No, I agree. No, it doesn't make her a murderer. You know, I don't have much to say about anything else.
Go ahead, Andrea. Go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead. Let us know.
No, that's it. I just think.
And living that lifestyle and having a man that's the popular guy in town, it's a lot on a woman, you're saying.
Yeah, and she's dealing with a sickness and hormones and everything else. So I think we need to just show compassion for, everyone in this. Keep compassion and just remember that she's human, and that doesn't make her a murderer.
Facts.
Right. So, but you guys are awesome. Love you both.
Let me ask you this. Are you listening to
Love
Read
you.
Between
Thank you.
Of course.
All right. Put that on your playlist, and I want you to blast it real loud when you get your morning coffee. Right?
Stop. It's on my playlist.
I love it. Thanks a lot, Andrea. We'll talk soon, okay?
Bye, guys.
All right. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.
Nice. Andrea from the Raid representing. You know how we do it. Yeah, so, Andrea was basically saying that John O'Keefe was a hot commodity, James. He was out there pulling chicks left and right.
Yeah.
They all wanted him. Johnny was
Johnny was a playboy out there. I could see what she was saying though. Like all the other wives were really, they were soccer moms.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Who we got here on the line, man?
Hey, I didn't know I was gonna get through.
You got through, man.
So I got a point.
Where you calling from?
I got a point. I'm New Jersey.
Oh, you calling from Jersey? Okay, that's what's up, buddy. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Let us know what's going on. What's on your mind?
It's on my mind. Why did ARCA guys specifically did a test on a glass flying into the rear lights? There is a reason they did this test, and they may know something we don't know, but it goes back to you guys discussing what happened in the car. If John knew and they had this conversation and he left the car and threw the glass at the car, and that's why she left, she obviously can never talk about it because that's already putting a fight right before it happened into everybody's, bringing that up to everybody's attention.
Right.
And if that's what's happened, then when he's getting in the house, he's confronting Higgins right there. And then the second theory that I think everybody's covering up is because maybe the kids were right next to, by kids, I mean Colin and everybody, were there in that, and that's what happened. That's how the fight started. And obviously the parents have no other way of getting out of this, but, protecting the kids no matter what.
Yeah.
Saying, Colin starting the fight, he's saying. What was that? So basically what you're saying is Colin started the fight?
So James just asked, you're saying that Colin started the fight? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that they already had this argument, confrontation in the car about Higgins.
Yeah, I heard that.
Right? He walks out, he has a glass, because on the video leaving the park, he has a glass, and he looks, I don't agree he looks scared. I think he just looks concerned because he got to deal with this bullshit, right? And he confronts her in the car, what happened, whatever excuse she gives is not good enough, gets out of the car, he's obviously, has the glass, like you have a glass in your hand, you're walking in the house. If you're about
I get with that.
Confrontation over fight, you want to get rid of the glass. Probably threw it back at the car.
So he's basically saying what I said, JFK.
Yeah, he's basically saying the same thing. Hey, my man from Jersey, I appreciate your time, man, and thanks for your insight. We'll do this again. Are you listening to Read Between the Lines? Snake Mitten, by any chance?
No, but I will.
Thank you. Appreciate that, my man. Peace and love, my brother.
I'll go.
Thank you. Nice. Yeah, man. He's saying the same thing you're saying. He's saying he threw the glass off the car, maybe, and that's how this all went down. But here's the thing. Back to what we said, my replay crew. I know you're watching on the replay. I know that beeping noise to the people in the chat is bothering you. But this is the way the StreamYard works. I can't control it. People, places,
That's
things.
just the callers.
Some things I can't control.
I'll tell you, it's cutting up for me when the callers.
Who we got? Hello.
Tony, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yep.
Where you calling from?
Tony from Boston.
Boston. Okay, Tony. What's the deal, buddy? Do you think Karen Reed's innocent or guilty, first and foremost?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, let's hear what you got to say.
Well, I mean, what do they got on her? Nothing.
What do they got
a murder charge.
That's really nothing.
You there, Tony?
Yeah.
All right, Tony. Tony left the building.
Tony check the fuck out.
Tony's on the orange line. Tony, man, you downtown crossing right now, buddy? What's going on, bro? You're missing your train.
Are you at Sullivan?
Yeah, man. He's trying to get to Box Street too, so he can get on, so he can get to Ashmont. But man,
I got my dogs out there, man. I don't want one of these people showing up my house.
Oh man.
Imagine that. We see one.
The phone lines are open right now. If anybody wants to jump in right now and want to call, you didn't get through earlier. The phone lines are pretty clear.
There they go. I hear it. Here we go.
Call from
Hedgehog.
Oh man, Hedgehog. Huh?
to accept, press 1.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Who's this?
Yeah, we got this is Hedgehog.
What's up, Hedgehog?
Hedgehog.
Yeah, hey, great work, guys. Between you and James and all the other collaborators out there doing a great job.
We from Hedgehog.
I'm calling from the waterfall. I'm down here at the waterfall right now.
Oh, you're at the waterfall. Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can come up with some new details about the situation. But listen, my main reason for calling is we only can hope that the FBI moves in before the January trial. Now, what effect will that have on the January trial? I don't know. But knowing Morrissey and the corruption that's going on in his office, maybe him and Rowley won't be available anyway. So listen, I'm going to get off the wire here and listen to you guys. And God bless y'all.
God bless you too, man.
God bless you too, man.
Thank you.
All right, Hedgehog.
All right, Hedge.
What a
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog's down the waterfall.
Hedgehog ain't playing. Hey, listen. The hedgehog is at the
Man,
waterfall.
Sonic is down the waterfall, dog.
He's down there. He's at the waterfall getting some. What did he say? He was down there collecting more evidence.
Oh man, he's getting some information.
Call from is Katrina.
He's what?
Oh, we got
Miss Katrina. We got Miss Katrina.
Hey, Judy.
Hey, what's going on? Where you calling from?
Central Texas, dude.
Oh, you calling from Texas? Oh, nice.
Oh, howdy, y'all.
Hey, James.
How are you? Oh, you can hear me? She can't hear me.
She can't hear you. What's up? What's up? What's up, Katrina?
I was just calling to
tell her
tell you that I think Karen Reed is so innocent, and I feel so bad that they're draining all of her money. I just feel so bad for her. I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do. I don't got any money either, but damn, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, it is rough. I mean, she's doing all right though.
I hope so.
Yes,
I mean, I know them high dollar lawyers gotta cost a lot of money.
With a case, so she's doing all right. She's good.
Them lawyers gotta cost a bunch of money. I don't know. I ain't never been in no law trouble. Don't want none. Don't need none. But I'm sure that they get a pretty penny for their duty. You know.
Go ahead, Katrina. I'm trying to hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you. James, you got to tone it down a little bit.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
know.
Speak what's on your mind.
It's all good. It's all good. I just think that Karen Reed is innocent. I want justice for John O'Keefe. I think that they're all corrupt up there, and I'm so glad I don't live anywhere in Massachusetts at all. I would never, ever, ever even visit. I'd be scared.
You would never visit Massachusetts based on this case?
Exactly, because you would go there as a visitor and leave as a felon or something. I just worry. I worry.
You ain't got to worry about that. It's not that bad. It's okay. You can.
I would hope not, but the way it sounds, I mean, you can't do nothing without them looking at you wrong.
Yeah, right. So, Katrina, if let me ask you this:
Jay,
have you been listening?
You're
have
frozen.
you been? I'm frozen. I'm not frozen.
I'm
me,
frozen, right? I'm saying for me.
No, I can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, let me say this. Have you been listening to the song "Snake Bitten"? Have you listened to that yet?
You bet I have. You bet I have. Ever since you first put it out, I've been listening to it. It's a good song. I like it.
I appreciate that, man. From what part of Texas you from?
Central Texas.
Nice.
You'd never know. I mean, you wouldn't know the town if I told you.
Okay. Well, that's great that you're calling in, Katrina. I appreciate your time. Free Karen Reed, and we'll do this again sometime, all right?
You bet. You guys have a good night, all right?
You too. Peace and love.
Keep up the good work.
God bless you, hub.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Nice. What a pleasant phone.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
very
she was
nice.
a pleasant
very
lady.
nice.
Very
nice.
lady, yes.
And look at this. This woman from Texas doesn't want to come to Massachusetts, Brian. Big bad Brian. Hey, look what you did.
Look what you did. You scared a friend from Texas.
I mean, come on, man. She don't even want to come here. She thinks she's going to go there for a vacation and leave a felon. Word for word. That's what she said. That's crazy.
Crazy. And I said this before, J.F.K, and people will think, yo, he just said whatever. I said that, remember? How do people feel about coming to Boston now? Are people going to change their minds? I think I threw some joke video, whatever, but I was being serious in hindsight. How are people going to feel about coming to Boston now? And there you go. You just had a woman from Texas tell you she's not ever coming to Boston.
Wow, for the night, huh? We got an unknown caller.
Crazy.
This might be
Call from
Gabe.
Oh, that sounds like the feds.
What's up, man? Who we talking with?
Gabe.
What up, Gabe? Where you calling from?
Hyde Park.
Hyde Park, huh, kid? Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't. You
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I'm from the park, man. That's the city, man. I'm from the city.
So let me ask you this first and foremost: is it free Karen Reed or is she guilty? What's going on with you?
Absolutely free Karen Reed. And let me tell you why, JFK.
Go for it.
Fatty McCabe gave it up, man. When he said, let's say he wasn't in the house and it was exactly, you put John in the house, that's the end of the story.
End of the story.
I think Higgins has liquid balls that night. He got in there and he still couldn't pull it off. I don't think he was actually in the fight. He was part of it. But I think Big Brian A put him up to it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I do.
So,
and Matty M was on the backup, right? He was feeling the vibration.
Absolutely. Fatty M, I call him.
Yeah. Matty M, he was on the backup.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate your insight. And, we'll do this again sometime, my brother.
Good talking to you guys, man. Love the show.
My brother, peace and love.
All right.
Yeah. So Gabe, he's out there in Hyde Park, dude. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
He said he's out there with the fatty. What? He said,
yeah, and he said that,
Fatty
Fatty McCabe, and he also said that Big Bad Brian A, made Higgins, pushed Higgins to step up and speak to John O.
Right.
And I think we're all on the same page here.
Yeah, I think so too. That's what it comes down to.
But yeah, man. I'll take a couple of more phone calls, man. I'm gonna leave the phone line open to my people out there. Has got it up on the screen. So, like we said, it's always free Karen Reed. All my replay crew that are watching this back, we're gonna be doing this again. It's always free Karen Reed, but we have questions. That's all. We have questions because the victim's family, R.I.P. John O'Keefe, is not feeling Karen Reed.
Yes.
Call from
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
All right, we got some.
Who's
this?
Not this, dude.
Hello?
Yo.
Who's this?
Hey, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, bro, man.
Who's this?
That dude, remember A, B, C, D, E, F, G, remember? The one that thinks she's guilty.
E, F, G, virgin boy, guilty, brother.
The virgin boy, the one that all the people.
Nah.
I can't hear you.
I never said she was guilty.
Let me take control of this. Hold on. My man. Hold on 1 second. First and foremost, do you think she's guilty or not, my dude? I mean?
Nah, bro. Nah, I never said that.
Okay, so you think she's not guilty?
Right. But I just got a few points.
Drop it.
Yeah. But so you, first of all, like you think John O'Keefe's just gonna stand there while she just backs up into one position herself? He's a cop. He's got observational awareness. He's not stupid. So I'm just, we disconnected.
Nah, you here, man? I can hear you.
All right. No, I just went to commercial on my TV. Hold on, I gotta lower my TV. I think that's the problem. Hold up.
Take your time, man. Take your time, bro.
Yeah. So like that's like disrespect to John. I think she's so stupid to just stand there while she just like positions herself and back. I mean, the dude's not. He's a cop. He's not stupid. You know what I mean? He's got to take a step to the right and laugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the other thing is, and Jackson never brought this up. So let me ask you this: if you was looking for someone, right, and you just came from your house, right, and McCabe says, "Come over here and we'll start looking for him, but let's go back to your house and check there." She just came from there. Would anyone ever do that? No, she was buying more time.
Yeah,
for John to lay out there. Yeah, she's buying more time, delaying it. So, and Jackson never brought that up, but I thought he should have, because who does that? Let's go back to your house, look around for a while. Like, she just came from there. She knows he's not there. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, but I, like I said when I was texting the other night, there was a little more going on with Higgins and Karen. You know what I mean? On the 28th, she was trying to figure shit out, saying like, "Do you really want this?" Because Higgins wanted the real deal. You know what I'm saying? And
do you think that's shady what she did behind his back, though, my man?
What's that?
Do you think that was shady, what she did behind his back? Though she was talking.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, it was shady, bro. Come on now, kissing him at his house, talk. I'm not saying she. She's. I'm not saying she was up to anything, trying to, nothing to do with, do with anything nefarious. But more went down. I think shit got deeper. And when she went over his house, Higgins' house, after the night out drinking with a friend at like 8 o'clock at night, right? And Higgins says, "Oh, we were just no, I was just trying to suss shit out because I felt like she was weaponizing me against John. You think she'd give a fuck about John? What dude ever isn't gonna hit a chick because the other dude he's concerned about a dude he don't really know? Come on now." So shit was a little deeper there. She wasn't really. Let's be honest. She didn't go over to play Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I don't know. I think she just wanted a quick thing. That's what hurt Higgins' ego. So he was pissed. You know what I mean? And that's the only thing. But the only thing that is just like a little, just like why take off? Like you drop the dude off. You know shit's probably gonna. I don't know. Just to take off like that. I don't know. That's the only thing that's just like, why not go knock on the door? You know what I mean? Like, what's up with?
I said that in one of my videos, my man. I said if she had the
All
balls
right.
to talk
Yeah.
behind his back to Higgins, she should have had the balls to knock on the door and say, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Of course she didn't hit. I mean, you got to be a 4-year-old to buy that. Like it's the stupidest theory ever. Like Karen's drunk. Like she's gonna pull off this maneuver. Most women can't drive for shit anyway. We know that.
Right.
So she's gonna pull out this maneuver that, like, you know what I mean? And John's just gonna stand there like a dope while it's retarded to even stupid. But yeah, my whole thing the other night was just, it was a little deep. I think her and John were kind of, she was trying, maybe they were, Higgins and her were talking about, I don't know. Who knows? We'll never know, because those texts he brought in were cherry picked from his little FBI bud.
We'll never.
Yeah, well, because he pulled those strings from his FBI buddy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we didn't see all the texts from those two. You know what I'm saying? But it was obvious she probably she even said it. She didn't want nothing like that. She said, "I don't want no responsibility." And Higgins wanted the real deal. So yeah, his ego was crushed. You know what I mean? And you know what? Maybe when she went over, maybe the dude, like, it probably wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't all that. Like, who knows what happened, dude? You know what I mean? He's probably drunk. Maybe a dude couldn't get it up. I don't know. She probably like laughing at the. Who knows? Who knows what happened after that? But,
well, my man,
but no,
it's your phone call, brother. We'll do
all right, brother.
sometime. All right, take it easy.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, he's got a good perspective on things. He's basically on our side. Everything we're saying that Karen did some things that that was 2 years ago. Keep in mind that was 2 years ago. I'm sure that she's over that and she moved forward from it. But this is the reason why I think Peggy and Paul have this big vendetta against her at this point. And I would just love for them to turn a little bit and just point the finger to somebody
Get
else.
past that.
I think it will turn things around. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take one more phone call.
Yeah.
Who's the lucky person? One more phone call. I go by the name of J.F.K.
I go by the name of James Jackson.
He's in the chat. You guys need to go subscribe to James Jackson. We get 191 people in here. If you're in here right now, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. If you're on the replay crew, I need everybody right now to go to James Jackson, JamesJCKSN. Go find him. He's doing clips of these videos. He's going to highlight the funny parts, some of these phone calls, something to laugh, something to share with your friends. Go over there. Give him a sub. It's for free. And if you didn't sub to me, go give me a sub. Look out for your boy. Hey,
Costs
go to
nothing.
my shop. Go to my shop. Grab a Effery Donuts hoodie. You know what I mean? Grab yourself a Read Between the Lines. Listen to the song and wear your hoodie. Bob your head like this from side to side. Let me know you're rocking with us. Right? Super chats are nice also. Yeah. Any more takers on the phone call? If not, we're going to wrap this up. Oh, we got one coming in.
Oh, we got one. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Call from Janie.
Jamie. What's up?
Hey.
Is this Jamie?
This is Jamie.
What's up, Jamie? Where you calling from?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
I'm in the middle of a hurricane.
Oh,
I'm in the middle of a hurricane right now.
That's crazy. Bless you. What you want to talk about?
Well, I have been following the case since Turtle Boy started, and there's no way she's guilty. None. No way.
Why
She is not,
Why not?
because the evidence.
Because
The
there's
evidence.
no way she ran him over. There's no way that happened. What made you believe? What is the thing, the paramount thing that made you believe that she's not guilty? What did it for you?
J.F.K. is a combination of things. It's all of it. One thing stacked on top of the other. Starting with the corruption, the taillight, the ARCA guys. I mean, you cannot dispute science.
Let me ask you.
There's no way.
Did JFK have any influence on you believing that she's not guilty?
I actually did not come across you, sorry to say, until later.
Okay.
I did not know. I'm sorry. I'm a little old for
You're not.
your
Stop it.
music. Yeah, I am a little old.
Lady, stop.
Hey, I'm in love with you now, JFK. You got to come down to Louisiana.
Yeah, I definitely will, man. Absolutely. I'm already in the South right now. Hopefully we ain't getting into that weather.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. I'm right above New Orleans, right across the causeway.
So what do you want to tell the people out there? Go ahead, let them know something.
Believe in the truth. And the truth is, God will take care of Karen Read.
Absolutely.
Okay? All right. You and James have a good night.
Listen to the song Read Between the Lines yet?
I've heard parts of it.
Well,
like I said, I'm a little old.
And vibe out.
I will.
And it's up to you. God bless you. Stay safe.
All right. All right.
All right.
You too, guys.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Well, she's in the hurricane.
Thank you.
In the hurricane.
She's out in Yeah.
That's awesome that she's in the hurricane. Giving us a call. She could have, and that's it for the phone calls. Let's get back to the
other
chat.
things.
Yeah, she could have been doing anything else, and I really appreciate that. We had Texas, we had Louisiana, we had the West Coast in there tonight. James Jackson's right there. We need y'all to go subscribe to him, and we're just hanging out with you guys tonight. If you're on the replay crew and you watched the beginning of this video, we talked about fake love. Higgens was just a fake dude, right? You agree?
I agree with that.
And
fake
Paul,
ass dude, man.
Paul, if you're watching right now, Paul, it's nothing but love and respect to your family. But Higgens had no love for your brother, and neither did Brian A.
None.
So you need to question these people.
None.
And that's all. And maybe you could turn this around and get the ball rolling. And you don't have to like Karen. We're not telling you to like Karen, but we're telling you to get justice for your brother. And with that being said, I go by the name of JFK.
James Jackson.
Yes. One love to y'all. Peace.
There's an officer in the house. All I can feel is my phone vibrate. Wish you was here, not sitting at my place. Who let the dogs out? Someone closed the gate. It's cold where the broken face. Please, Lord, not today. Laying on this grass, I can hear the snakes. Wish you would've told me he was feeling away when he sent you that text. Seen the fear in your face. Then he texted me too. Coming here. Then you drove away.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten. Life keeps going by, please tell me why am I living? Poison in my mind, losing sight now with this blind vision. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been snake bitten.
Proctor could have written text messages that he didn't know would go public, that he regrets sending. That does not nullify
the evidence
that says that
Johnny was hit by a weapon.